Hi everyone. Before I get started on this video, I just want to tell you how my day started off today. Well, I'll just back up a little bit and tell you about yesterday. Yesterday I went to the doctor and it was just my routine lupus eye checkup and lupus doctor checkup, and yeah, it was kind of a frustrating appointment, but I won't get into that. So today I thought I'll just be really nice to myself. So I got up this morning and I started to make a cup of tea, and I proceeded to drop the sugar bowl that I had for 35 years on the floor, and it shattered all over the place. So then I thought, I'll just go upstairs and sit my butt down and do some doula work. So then my husband came over and he said, well, I'll make you lunch. I said, well, thank you. So I'm eating my lunch. And as I'm eating my lunch, one of my old fillings in my back molar, the tooth just crumbles in my mouth. A little piece of the crumbly tooth went over to the left side and chipped his tooth on that side. So I was feeling really sorry for myself. And then I went to the mail and there was a parcel for me from Yolie. She sent me this Cricut cartridge. We're having a party that wasn't available in Canada, which was awesome because I really wanted it. And it's got such really cute images and stuff on the back. And not only did she send me that, she also sent me a beautiful handmade envelope and vellum with a beautifully written note on handmade stationery, which was so sweet and just so nice to open up things like that. And then she made me a whole set of handmade stationery. The bow was tied much nicer than this bow here, but I want you to see how pretty this is. It just looks like watercolor painting. It was just so sweet of her. So that just made my day. So thank you so much, Yolie. So I thought, while I'm sitting here, I might as well make the best of this day and use another Cricut cartridge that I had started playing around with called Straight from the Nest. And I needed to make some cards for my doula clients, and I'll show you the finished card right here with a little clothesline on it. So I proceeded to look, I think it's on page 45 of Straight from the Nest. I'm going to show you how I made this card. So actually it's on page 46, and I use the clothesline, and I use the layer and the shadow feature, and the layer feature cut out the clothes in the little clothesline, and then the shadow feature cut out the little kind of cutouts for the onesies, and they were quite small, so I cut the clothes out at 1 inch, and the little features I cut them at 2 inches. And so I overlaid the orange was a contrasting, and I overlaid that and made a little clothesline. So to get started, the first thing we are going to do is, oh yeah, I wanted to let you know that the paper, printed paper I use my Mind's Eye Christmas 6x6 pack. And if you have some Christmas paper laying around, you can always use the coordinating side. It's not always a Christmas print, but you can always use these papers. It doesn't have to be just at Christmas time. So I started out with a standard card size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I cut my paper pieces. I use a green and a blue, and I cut the green. It is actually 4 inches by 3 inches. And then the blue piece is 2 inches, 2.5 inches by 4. So then I turned them over and butted them together. I didn't overlap. I wanted them to be one uniform piece of paper. So I just took Scotch tape and just taped the two of them together so that they are, looks like one piece of paper. So you don't have to worry if you don't make the join completely, because that's going to be covered up with ribbon after all. So the next step, I took some pumpkin pie Stampin' Up! Ink and a sponge, and I just sponged all the way around the entire piece of paper that I've created with the two pieces of paper. So you just take your sponge and go all the way around. And so the next thing I'm going to do is take some ribbon, coordinating ribbon. I don't think it's really pumpkin pie ribbon, but it matched. And then I just adhered it on the back side with some Scotch tape. You can use any adhesive you want. You could use ATG gun or a glue stick or whatever, just something that's going to hold it in place, because this is your card front and it's going to be adhered down again with some more adhesive. So this is just kind of to hold that ribbon in place. So I'm just going to add a little clip and then add another piece of Scotch tape on this side. So the next thing I'm going to do is make the, or adhere that clothesline. So the blue is the sky and the green is the ground. So I've got some twine here. You can either use pure white or off-white. I just happen to have this white piece, and what you're going to do is adhere it with a little droplet of glue from a glue gun, just to make sure it's going to stay, and just put it right on the top part of the clothesline pole, and then run it across the top. So it's going to run above the clothes that are hanging there, and then you're going to wrap that around the card front. So first I'm going to take some foam tape, quite a thin piece because you don't want it to show through on the front side. And I'm going to take some thin tape and adhere the pole to the front of the card. Don't put tape on the clothing, just on that little pole part. And then just adhere it down to the front, kind of just a little bit below the orange ribbon. So we want it kind of the clothes flowing in the sky, but a little bit below that orange ribbon, just like I'm doing right here. And then I'm going to wrap that piece of clothesline around and to the back, and then adhere it with whatever adhesive you want. Again, I'm just using my ATG gun, but you could use Scotch tape or glue or whatever. Will just hold it in place there until you can attach it to the front of the card, and then just trim away the excess string there. So you've got your card front all done, and then you notice how it's kind of floppy there. But what I'm going to use is the little mini kind of, I think they're little mini clothespins from Stampin' Up. So I'm just going to use 2 of them. They're so cute. You can also get these, I think, at the dollar store in different colors, but I really like these ones. So I'm going to take one, and on the first little shirt, I'm just going to attach it right to the sleeve of the shirt and to the clothesline. So I don't want to glue the clothing down. I just want the clothespins to hold it there so that it really looks like, gives that semblance that it's really clothes hanging on the line. And it looks really cute. So just get this one clipped on there and there. So you can see it still kind of is like free moving. So next thing we're going to do is to take our sentiment, and it comes from a set that says Swell News, and it's a really, really old Stampin' Up set. I use this set a lot for our greeting cards for our doula clients. One of them stamps that I use often is that pregnant lady, and then there's another sentiment here that says you grow girl, but the one I've chosen to use today is it's actually called Congrats on Your Swell News. So yeah, I tend to use this a lot, and so I just thought I'd decided to just switch it up today and create this cute little clothesline card with the Cricut cartridge. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to take that ink again. I stamped out the sentiment on white cardstock, and then I trimmed it right close to around, not leaving very much of a margin. So I'm just going to ink it all around with the pumpkin pie orange ink. Attach it to a piece of the blue sky printed paper that I used. Just the measurements, I don't know what they are, but just enough so that there's a little bit of an edge around. And again, first I'm going to do is corner round it using my corner chomper, and I use the 1/2 inch corner chomper, so I chomped all the way around all four sides. And then I'm going to ink that with the same ink and then attach it to this green piece, which I'm also corner rounding. And then I'll also take some ink and put it around the green piece too. So just get this blue one all inked up and then the green one all inked up as well. The green is kind of a textured cardstock. I'm not sure what line it is, but it really shows the inking really nice. It's kind of hard to see in a video, but it really shows it nice. So I'm just attaching that with my ATG gun to the front of that green piece. So it's got a really nice layered look. We've got the white, the blue, then the green. And then I'm just going to get a little bit more dimension by using a piece of the foam tape to attach it to the front and kind of lower center on the green part or the grass part of the card, just to raise it up again. So then I'm going to take the corner chomper, chomp the corners of this card first, and also I want to chomp the corner of the card front as well. And first I'm going to ink around the card with that same ink. So I'm just creating a lot of layers. It just adds a little bit more interest. And then I'm going to attach the card front to the card with using that same foam tape again. I get my tape at the dollar store, and I think it's in, I picked mine up. I never can find it in the scrapbook section, but I always seem to be able to find it in the hardware section, and it is usually in where they have, I think it's a tape that they use to adhere carpet to the floor or carpet to the underlining. I'm not sure, but I know that's where I find it, and it's only $1, so it's a lot cheaper than those foam dimensionals that you can buy. And you just tear it and plunk it on. And again, when you raise your card fronts or your sentiments like this, it just adds more dimension to the card and just gives it a little bit more of that extra zip. So this one peels off really, really easy too. You don't even need to use pliers or anything, just your fingernails and pop it on. So got our card all finished here. So I've made 3 of these today. I have to say this was very, very, very therapeutic. And so I am just beginning to use my Cricut cartridges, and they're so much fun. So I hope you guys use your cartridge. Again, this one was from the Nest, and I'm anxious to use the new one I got from Yolie too. So thanks a lot for watching, and have fun making cards, and we'll see you next time. Bye.